Hi friends, welcome back to a new video here on my channel. So today we're going to be going over how our budget went for the month of June, and I'm also going to be going over all of the information about our new debt. So first off, I didn't realize that I didn't do any budget updates or cash envelope stuffings for the month of June. So I'm not going to go into detail about every single paycheck that we received, but I am going to go over the more recent things. I want to preface this by explaining what happened. So the last, I want to say 2 weeks, I have not been able to DoorDash as much as I want to, not even close to how much I want to, and that is because my AC broke. It wasn't working. It was putting out air, but it was not cold. It wasn't hot air, but it was just air. And so anytime that I was in my car during the day when the sun was up, it would get really, really humid, and I would honestly be worse off having the AC on than without the AC. But of course, not having AC in 110 plus degree weather is really bad. So because that started to happen, I wasn't able to DoorDash during the day, only during the night. And really only until it was like 7-8 p.m. when the sun started to go down, it was bearable. But then during that time, it's not really as busy as it is like throughout the day. So that has really been messing up my DoorDash schedule. So let's go back to the paycheck we received on the 21st. You can see that it started here. I was hoping to make $900, and with the whole AC thing happening, I only ended up making $438. And of course you can see that caused a lot of changes in the budget. And then my boyfriend got paid. Thankfully, he paid just a little bit more than what we were expecting. So we were sort of able to get just a little bit on track right here. But then I got paid again. And because of the same issues, I got paid only $352 for the last paycheck of this month when I wanted to make $900 originally. So the last couple of days has been horrible, actually. So I took my car into the shop on Friday, and they ran the test. They determined what they needed to fix, and they gave me the price and all of that. And the price to fix my whole AC system, because it was a whole big thing, the total price was $2,119. Yeah, $2 freaking grand. So on Friday, when I took it to the shop and they gave me that quote, I did speak to another shop, just like told them what was going on. They said that it would be in the same price range. So from there, I just decided to look at what my options were in getting it fixed and getting it done. Obviously, we didn't have $2,000 just laying around, and we didn't want to dip into our savings fund and then have to rebuild that from scratch. So we just decided to do the financing option. So we got approved for $2,000 financing, which means we had to pay the remaining $119, which is right here. I put it in the rent section, but it's supposed to be, these two are supposed to be switched. So on Friday, I took it in, and I really took all day trying to decide what I wanted to do, because of course, when you're on a journey to pay off debt, you don't want to get more debt and finance more things. So I took all day to think about it, but by the end of the day, I just decided we're gonna do it. So because it was the end of the day, they were closing soon. I was told that it would be done by tomorrow, latest Monday. So my car was in the shop all weekend. I didn't get to DoorDash at all. Come Monday, it had not gone worked on at all. And the reason that the shop gave me is because they said that they were waiting for my approval, which is not correct, because I had given them my approval on Friday. So then again, I had to wait for them to start on Tuesday, because I called around like 3 p.m. and they told me all of that. And then they said, okay, we'll start tomorrow on Tuesday. So another day that I didn't get to DoorDash. Tuesday comes, they are working on it all day. I call them up at 5 p.m. and I say, is it ready yet? They say, yeah, you can come pick it up at 6 p.m. So literally 6 p.m. comes, and I'm just about to leave to go pick up my car, and they tell me that there's a leak in it, basically. And they have to go through it again and just make sure that there's no more leaks and that it's all good. So then come today, finally, which is Wednesday, I finally got my car back. It's working good. There are no leaks. And that is where we are. So not only did we have to pick up that $2,000 debt for our AC, but I also did not make any money over the weekend, which is the busiest weekend for DoorDash, and I hardly made any money last week. So there are some really big effects on our budgets from this month that are going to overlap into next month. So the last paycheck I received was the $332 from DoorDash that I managed to make last week during the nighttime. So $160 for gas, and then we tried to make the cheapest meals that we could for our groceries this week, and so we got up to $76. Our light went to $40. Spending, we got a regular $30, and then again the car maintenance we paid $119 out of pocket. That's supposed to be right there, and rent we put $26 aside. So a really big impact that had is that we do not have all of the rent money put aside just yet. So on the last paycheck, I'm not showing you guys this side because there were a lot of things that I had to correct right here. You see like all of the whites, like it was just too much to show. So that's why I just rewrote it on the other page. But anyways, you see the last thing that we put aside for rent was $488. And then right here, we only put $26 aside. That's only $514, and our rent total is $680. So that is still the amount that we need to put aside for rent for July. And of course, because we're short on the rent, that means we weren't able to put aside anything at all for any of the sinking funds that we planned to at the beginning of this month. So yeah, that's what has been happening. It's been very stressful. Like I said, when you're on a debt-free journey and you're trying to pay off debt, this is like the last thing that you want to happen. My boyfriend was kind of asking me this question, like how could we have prevented this kind of situation that we're in? And I don't know, honestly. I mean, we have our $1,000 emergency fund, but I don't want to use that for a debt, because using the emergency fund is really like last resort. Like if we had needed to get the work done and we didn't have any financing options or anything like that, then yes, we probably would have used the savings account, but I really didn't want to, so we didn't. Well, I'm gonna say very nicely, I don't want to hear any comments about how we should have done this or we should have seen other shops or whatever, because trust me, I looked into other options. I called other shops to see if they could take a look at our AC and, you know, give us quotes and all of that stuff. But a lot of the shops didn't even have times in their schedule to look at it right away. They were giving us times like later on this week or sometimes even next week. And at that point last week on Friday, I didn't want to waste any more time. I didn't want to continue only working at night and only making like $300 a week. I wanted it done as soon as possible. As well as I didn't want to continue going to other shops and getting diagnostics done and all of that stuff, because most shops would charge for it. And I didn't want to go to a couple different shops and have to pay for those diagnostics, as well as whatever repair needed to be done. Plus also the shop that we did call and we kind of explained the problems that the shop told us it was, they said it would be around the same price range as well. So yeah. And I did have like a few people recommend shops and these people that they could probably fix it for a whole lot cheaper. But honestly, we have gone that route before and that's not always guaranteed to work. So we didn't want to spend money out of pocket, which we probably would have had to take out of the savings account, and spend that and buy something and pay someone to do it and then still have it not work and then have to start from zero again. So basically all of that to say, we made the best decision for us in our circumstances. So that's all that I'm gonna say about that. But here is a little bit more information on the $2,000. So with the financing, there were a couple different options, but we chose the option where we applied for a credit card. A credit card, it is called the Sun Devil Auto Credit Card. And we got approved again for $2,000. And so we have 6 months from now to pay off the $2,000 without any interest. Anything after that, the interest is going to backdate to now. So it's gonna get added on, and then it's gonna have a regular interest rate every single month, as credit cards do. But that is our goal, to pay off the $2,000 within 6 months. It's definitely doable, I think, but something that I kind of want to challenge us to do just a little bit more even is I want to pay off my boyfriend's personal loan before we tackle this credit card, because his loan is just really irking me. Like, this is a personal loan where it's at about $1,700 right now, and it has a literally 123% interest rate, something like that, something crazy, and it's going down really, really slow. I think the maturity date is literally not even till like 2022. So I really want to tackle that first and really take care of that crazy interest rate before we get into the loan that doesn't have any interest rate at this point. And even if we just like paid the monthly payment and decided not to tackle that amount before the 6 months, the interest rate for the credit card would still be a lot lower than the personal loan. So that is our plan. We're going to focus on his personal loan, and then we're going to focus on the credit card, and we're going to try to do that all before 6 months. I definitely think it's doable, but we'll just have to make sacrifices and just like be really focused, which I am right now. So hopefully we can focus on that when we do the budget with me for July. So that is how our June went. I hope that your June went so much better than ours did. Also, this whole thing with not meeting my income goals because of not having my car to do DoorDash has really just made me realize that I am not comfortable anymore solely relying on my income coming only from DoorDash. So I started putting in applications online. I think I have a specific job in mind, but I don't want to speak too much on it just because nothing is official at all yet. So that's kind of just where I am at on the job front. For now, obviously, since my car has been fixed and everything is ready to go, I can go back to doing DoorDash full time and I'll be perfectly fine. At least I hope so. But again, just because of everything that's happened, I'm not really comfortable just relying on it like that anymore. So that is an update on that. Also, I just really wanted to talk about really quickly just about how when you're on a debt-free journey, things like this are gonna happen. They just are. The same thing with like if life events happen. For example, when me and Miguel get engaged and we start saving for a wedding, or if we have a baby while we're still on our journey, like then we'll have to stop, then we'll have to pause our journey and focus on those things. And so there are just going to be a lot of things out of our control that happen, and that does cause me a lot of stress and anxiety, like I mentioned before. But I think it's important to just acknowledge the fact that that is real life. It's somewhat mostly out of your control, and really the only thing that we can do is just accept it and keep moving forward. Even though it's definitely not ideal to add more debt while we're trying to pay off debt, our plan is changing and we are just going to have to adapt. That is pretty much it for this video. It was very chaotic, I know. Comment down below how your June went. Again, I hope it was so much better than ours. Definitely subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. And the next video I will be posting will be on, what is today? Will be on Saturday, and it will be the budget with me for July. So I will see you there.